we've seen it consistently. They continue to just get the job done, even though Bryce Scott puts fear into it.
Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson Show live stream watch along. It's time for some NBL action, and we cannot wait as the Brisbane Bullets are about set to take on New Zealand Breakers over the ditch in New Zealand. It's going to be a huge clash to get things started at Event Finder Stadium. Certainly looking forward to seeing this one. It's two teams that are a little bit on a bit of a roller coaster. They both seem to have turned the corner in recent weeks, but only time will tell. Of course, Brisbane did get the job done over there in the West early last week in their Ignite Cup game, 110-93 over the Perth Wildcats, and then put up a fight against Melbourne United on Friday night last week as well. So a pretty good showing last weekend for the Breakers. They got it done pretty comfortably, 17 points, 82-65 against the Jackies at Spark Arena, their regular home ground, and then or home court, I should say, and then went down again to Melbourne United. So similar form lines for the two sides. Brisbane, though, just the one win from their last five. The Breakers have gone loss, win, loss, win, loss. I think when we have a look at it, it's realistically the Parker Jackson Cartwright up against the combo of Casey Prather and Harrison here. It's certainly going to be an interesting one to see how they shape. Casey Prather's been starring. Tyrell Harrison's been good. Jalen Adams is starting to show some impact. Maybe that little wake-up call of going back to the bench is just starting to give him a bit of a look at where he really sits in the scheme of things. But only time will tell. Not far away from tip-off now for these two sides, so we'll have a look at how it all shapes up. In the meantime, let's have a look at how the ladder stands at this point of the season. Partway through round 6, just the one game. Cairns getting another drubbing last night at home, unfortunately for them. And look, they showed some fight, but it was Admiral Schofield after the final buzzer. They went down 110-78 to a Perth side that had accrued back-to-back losses last week. So Perth bounced back in Cairns. Cairns make it 5 losses on the trot, and a key loss for them. So it is interesting from that point of view. But as I said, let's have a look at how things stand at the moment. And it is Illawarra anchored to the bottom of the ladder, just one win from 5 games. They've got a few games in hand on the two sides in front of them, which are Cairns and New Zealand, both 2-6 so far. New Zealand yet to get a win on the road. They've won 2 games at home from their 5, so a strong record there. It's then Brisbane. That tells you why this one's a key battle. They're 2-5, so a loss tonight would actually see them drop behind the Breakers. A win would see them climb up a little further, close that gap on the cluster of teams above them, because we go the Kings with 3-3. The Jack Jumpers 4-3. Perth 4-3, but a much superior points percentage of 102% now after that big win. They've got South East Melbourne. They're 3-2 on the season, and then it's our top 2. They'll clash later this weekend. 5-1 Adelaide 36ers up against the 7-0 Melbourne United. They're off to a flying start, Melbourne United, but Adelaide will give them a rattle this weekend. So really looking forward to seeing how that all shapes. So waiting to see these two teams come on out. So again, this game tonight at Event Finder Stadium, the home of the Auckland Tuatara, who compete in the New Zealand NBL. So a bit of a different venue tonight for the New Zealand Breakers to host their game up against the Brisbane Bullets, as we said. So both teams in their shoot-around, in their warm-up. Brisbane will play in their yellow kit tonight. So looking forward to seeing these two sides go head-to-head, as I said. You feel that both of them got the opportunity at the moment to maybe just improve that season a little. And I guess only time will tell as we look ahead to what's to come across this weekend. Isaiah Brockington put up 25 points against Melbourne United. We're going to start to see from their import. We saw some glimpses from him in the Blitz. We're going to start to see what's going to come from him in terms of his absolute best. Well, only time will tell there as well. Looking forward to this clash. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe if you're tuning in. There's plenty more of these coming. We're going to dig into the South East Melbourne and Sydney game a little later on tonight, where I'll be joined by Ben Dunn and Nathan Campbell as well for a triumvirate of us picking apart that game. But in the meantime, we do have the early game. A doubleheader on a Thursday night. Hoops, that's what you're looking for. Some good quality Aussie basketball. Chatting with the lads earlier today and talking about, obviously, the NBA getting underway as well. Very exciting, but what does it look like? Ben Simmons still without a contract. So a few NBA teams might put their hat in the ring. Just don't know whether I would be putting my hat in the ring for Ben Simmons at the moment. It's a big question. It's about a $3 million question on minimum salary for him if you do take him. So I guess we'll have to wait and watch. But would he consider a move back to the NBL? Would a club consider splashing the cash? Has anyone got room to bring in a marquee at those sorts of dollars? Obviously, they get the marquee allowances under the salary cap, but you still have the budget to pay him the money that he's going to want. Where would he be a good fit for? That'd be interesting to know. Where do you think? Let me know as to who you think he could be a great home for. In the meantime, last messages from the two coaches. All set here. The Breakers head in as favourites with the books. $1.65 favourites. Look, not that the betting means too much. It was pretty tight betting last night. It was $1.82 just before tip-off. And Cairns got absolutely blown out. So have a look and see what the starting fives look like. Keep an eye on Sam Menanga as well. And the next star, Kareem Lopez. Only talking this week that the next stars, you might remember we did the live stream on Saturday night, the next stars crop is looking a little thinner. At the moment. So obviously we've got Dash Daniels, who's highly touted. Be interesting to see how he goes up against Bryce this weekend as they take on Adelaide 36ers and see if he challenges him and can do a job on the 5-time MVP. Certainly going to be an interesting time. So it'll be PJC, Karim Lopez, the guards. Isaiah Brockington will play as a forward. Max Darling and Sam Menanga will start in the centre role. A little bit of a more mobile lineup for the Breakers. Casey Prather, unsurprisingly, will be out there alongside Tane Murray, Tristan Devers, Lamar Patterson, and Tyrell Harrison will be the big man in the middle. So it'll be Menanga up against Harrison. this first tip. Almost set for game on here. Round 6 NBL action. Must win game for the Bullets. Must win game for the Breakers. Both of them wanting to stave off the cellar dwellers of Illawarra and Cairns and not get caught in the mire with them. And away and waste no time. The Breakers getting on the scoreboard. All right, the scoreboard is missing in action. Brockington gets the first points. There we go. It's 8th host, 7th. Foul given here by the Breakers. Now they're going to work Brisbane. What can they come up with? Nice work to level the score. So Brisbane get the stop.
Yeah, they do.
PJC can't get it to go. Loses possession, a turnover. And Prather's going to lead them all down. Another stop. This time the Breakers get the stop. What a scoring. A minute and a half gone. 1 bucket each. Wind up for 3 for Brockington. Finds the back of the rim. Yeah. Aerial through. Darling trying to get the rebound, but he couldn't take it. Prather loses it off his own leg in the end. Menenga comes away. Lopez sitting wide in the corner. And drain for the 3. Airball was a shocker from Darling. Didn't even get close to the rim. The foul's going to be called on the Bullets. A bit disjointed early from both these sides. You can see why they're sitting outside those key play in positions. Oh, simple miss there from Lopez. He gets his own rebound and goes back and gets the bucket. Second bucket for the Breakers. Might have an N1 situation here. Comes off the front of the rim though. Rebound taken away by Patterson. Patterson swings it across. Just trying to work some angles here. Harrison using his frame, trying to set screens. Prather. He's got the mismatch. Can't quite make it go. 3-point shot. Rebounding himself is Murray. Again, back-to-back misses for Murray. The Breakers go again, this time through Menenga. Corner 3, missed again. PJC trying to weave his magic, gets underneath. Mismatch there, up against Harrison. Murray's going to go all the way. He gets this one to go. Second bucket for the Bullets. 6-4, they trail. 3 and a bit gone in the first quarter. Menenga's just manhandling people under the bucket. Shoves away from Harrison. Harrison goes inside, goes to work on Menenga. Got 2 there. Gets fouled though. That'll be a shooting foul. Get 1 to go. 8-5. What can we do here, New Zealand? Can they extend the lead out a little further on their home court here? Menenga for 3. That was heavy and flat. PJC cleans up the crumbs. Lopez thinks about winding up for 3, takes it in. Gives it to PJC under heavy attention from Harrison. And we're going to have a ball up. Jump ball, I should say. AFL mindset still. 4 minutes gone. Very low scoring early here in Auckland. Don't mind my dog just wandering through the background there, just trying to get herself on camera. Trying to make a cameo. Hi. 8-5. As we said, don't forget 2 games tonight. We're doing both games here on the Christmas Person Show for the Watchalong. We'll switch over in between South East Melbourne and the Kings. Hopefully Matthew Dellavedova will be back to his normal number, not wearing the number 98 for God knows why. Menenga getting it done again. He's off to a flying start. Really like what we're seeing from Sam Menenga when he gets going. 1-2 punch of the big body versus with up alongside the little body of PJC. Nice little combo. Taking big bodies, Harrison going to work, rebounds his own bucket, goes again. Gets another couple for the Bullets. It's 10-7. Starting to get a bit more fluency from both sides. That was Prather, sorry. Interesting, Brisbane just running with a 10-man team tonight. Only 5 on the pine. Seen a foul after the fact on Prather there. Tempers already flaring. PJC gets a bucket from the line. 11-7. Yeah, just having a look here. Prather gets up, rebounds. Not really sure what the story was there, but anyway. Yeah, tuning into the commentary as well, let us know. PJC goes up, tries to get it done himself. Can't find it. Bullets ball. Smith Milner in. PJC having a break for the Breakers. Taylor Britt coming in. Trying to do some work. Divas keeping busy. Ball out of bounds, Brisbane ball. Just past halfway in this first quarter. Neither side really getting a significant upper hand. You have a timeout. Both teams just looking to reset. A little disjointed early doors here. Not much of anything to brag about or write home about so far in this game. Breakers and the Bullets. 8th hosting 7th. Key game for those that want to stay in touch early with the play-in spots. Both sides at their best have looked really impressive this year, but unfortunately we've seen plenty of their worst. New Zealand appear to be turning a corner. Brisbane, injuries, challenges, benching of Jalen Adams. There's plenty happening. We've seen a little bit of Adams so far, just giving Prather a spell. As it looks like it was a coach's challenge and it's been successful. Of course, don't forget that it is Indigenous round. The Breakers wearing their Maori-inspired kit. Great opportunity to remember and acknowledge the First Nations people of Australia and New Zealand and what they've contributed to our wonderful game. A lot of Indigenous Australians and Maoris as well. Been such a key part of the tapestry that is the NBL. Some wonderful Indigenous attire for the sides this year. Really looking forward to seeing them all in action. A couple of them might have left a little bit to be desired. As Brockington does it all himself. Extends the lead out to 6. Falling away. It wasn't even a fade away. It was a falling away. It wasn't a jumper. He was just falling. Doesn't matter. They all count the same. Just peeled away. It was sort of a fade away. It was a fade away into a fall away, and I'm going to say the fall away was because it was a foul, and he'll go to the line for an N1, and he adds that, and they lead 14-7. Nice work there. Ball inside. Patterson gets a bucket for the Bullets back. They're working around Britt, trying to find a mismatch. Trying to use his mobility here. Peels off away from Harrison. Smith-Milner defending Menenga. Menenga gets up anyway and gets it done and won. And Breakers are doing well at getting the bonus shots. 16-9 and they'll go to the line. 8 points already for Sam Menenga. A steal and a block too. He is putting up some big first quarter numbers. He has to work against the two big bodies. Just drives the channel in between the two of them, and Smith-Milner couldn't handle him. Gives away the foul. Menenga drains it to get the Breakers out to their biggest lead of the match so far. 17-9. They lead by 8. Bullets need to find a response. There we go. That'll help. Foul called in play. Looks like it might have been called. And Carlin Davison has just stepped in. Ball at the baseline for the Bullets. If you're tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe down below. Hit the bell as well. Get some notifications about when we're going live with our watch-along as well as our videos during the week. Misdirected shot there. Rebound for the Braves. They've done well to keep it inbounds there. A stretch from low. Now Brockington. He's about taking the step back. Crossover. Pulls back at the free throw line. Can't get it to go though. Almost a steal. That Britt that's sent himself into row 6. And he's diving and sliding. Talking in the intro, Ben Simmons, still a free agent over in the NBA. The list of clubs that are willing to consider him whittling down. Could he fill a hole at one of the NBL clubs? Does someone have the budget to bring him in as a marquee? Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Straight through the middle, Jalen Adams comes on, gets the impact. Former MVP. Britt goes the other end and does the same. A few of the boys off the bench getting the job done. Still feels wild to say that Jalen Adams is coming off the bench, but it seems to be working for the Bullets. He's going to need some impact here, that's for certain. He's out wide, thinks about the 3 steps back in against Brockner, gives the ball inside, a fumble, turnover. Devison almost turns it over. It's scrappy here. Ball inside. Devison manages to get up, draws the foul. The man with the man bun will go to the line to extend this lead out further for the Breakers. Bullets yet to have a lead in this game. Been level twice. They're currently trailing by 8 with Carl and Devison at the line. Too much backspin, finds the back of the rim. Can't take that one home. None from 2. It's the home side though, no burgers. 3 from 6 from the free throw line, none from 3 from 3 points. Make that none from 4 from 3 points for the Breakers. They do get the rebound again though. Now Brockington tries to flick the ball inside, but there's no one there. There was 3 yellow shirts, and Adams comes away with it. Will he step back? No, he hands it on. 3-point shot, Bullets miss again. Davison gets the rebound. 44 and 38% shooting at the moment for these two sides. Now we've got a reach-in foul against Patterson. He's trying to argue the call. I don't think he's going to get anywhere. Bullets 5 from 13. Breakers 8 from 18. And not a 3-pointer yet. Both sides 0 from 4 from 3 points. And that's 3 free throws in a row missed by the Breakers. What's going on here? Britt. There we go. Breaks the curse. Gets them to 20. They lead by 9. Under 2 to go. And he sits down. But they are 4 from 8 from the free throw line. Hasn't been a great display of shooting. Some might say this is why these two teams are sitting 7th and 8th. Jalen Adams. What can he come up with? Drives into the paint. Pulls up, thinks about it. Wide shot for 3. And another miss. Make it none from 9 between the two sides from outside the arc. Maybe they need to bring the arc in even further. PJC thinks about it. Gives the ball off. They go wide. Another 3-point shot. Another miss. None from 10. The streak continues. Oh, my goodness. Just take it into the paint, lads. Adams. Working it around. Trying to turn them inside out. Gets the ball inside. Brisbane go up. That looked like it was in for all money. Another miss. Just need some Benny Hill music. Open 3. Another miss. Dear, oh dear. The shooting's atrocious. 35% the Bullets. 42% the Breakers. What is happening here? It's not a shooting show, that's for sure. And a fumble from Adams. He's going to claim that that should be his ball, but referee points the other way. Breakers ball. What can they come up with? 57 on the clock in the first quarter. New Zealand winning, but geez, it's not convincing from either of these sides at the moment. Tough times. Plenty of names, plenty of ability. Not much execution. PJC goes in. There you go. There's some execution. Just does it all himself. That's the best way to go about it. Individual moments. Not great in a team sport. 22-11. Big gap. Oh, what about that block? Carlin Devinson gets up. Breakers with a stop. Open look at 3. And the run is over. The 12th three-pointer of the game is the one that goes in. And it's Baker. Rob Baker gets the first three-pointer of the evening. 25-11. 12 on the clock. Prather tangled up there. Having to fight tooth and nail. The Breakers give away the foul. That man that sank the 3, Baker, will give the foul here. I had one to give. Davison. Is he going to go to the bench? No, he's not. Adams will inbound. 3.4 on the clock. Can the Bullets get back here? They're down by 14. This has been an atrocious quarter for them. 3-point shot just hacked up by Prather. But that is how it will remain 25-11. I don't think you can say the Breakers were great. I think you just have to say the Bullets were worse. Oh my. Running through the leaders, and Sam Menenga leads all scorers 9 points. He's got 4 from 5 field goals. Maybe a few people could take some pointers from him. Kareem Lopez, 3 rebounds. PJC, 3 rebounds and 3 points in the first quarter. And Robert Lowe, 3 rebounds. For the Bullets, Lamar Patterson leads with 4 points. Not surprising. They've only got 11 on the board. They have got 5 different scorers. 3 rebounds as well for Patterson. Just the 1 assist across the squad. Divas with it. Neither side exactly replete with assists at the moment. 5 turnovers, though, for the Bullets. It's a key number. As we said, the NBA got underway yesterday, 2 days in. So, Wemby getting the numbers 40 and 15. They are some huge numbers. Well, for the Celtics, it was a loss, 117, 116. They went down to some big scoring games. Big debut for VJ Edgecombe. Shot 5 from 13 from outside. $34 points. 3 assists and 7 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey put up 40 as well for the 76ers. They are some big, big numbers. Jaylen Brown, 25 for Boston. So, run through the scores from today. Knicks, 119, 111. Took down the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell with 31 points. Hornets, 136, 117 over the Brooklyn Nets. Plenty of shared around scoring there. No one hitting 20 points. Norman Powell did his best for the Miami Heat. So they went down 121, 125. He got 28 up. The Raptors 138, 118. RJ Barrett with 25. Talk the 76ers. The Bulls, Nikola Vucevic got 28 points and 14 rebounds. They won 115, 111 over Detroit. That's a good win for them. Ja Morant put up 35. As the Breakers start this next quarter with 3 points. Against the Pelicans, Zion with 27, 9 and 5 wasn't enough as they went down 122, 128. The Grizzlies, and then the Bucks 133, 120. Greek Freak with 37 points and 14. Jazz 129, 108. Spurs 125, 92. Anthony Davis trying hard, but the Mavs were not there. Suns 120, 116. And Timberwolves 118, 114 over the Trailblazers. Anthony Edwards with 41. Looking forward to seeing how this NBA season shapes up. Let us know who you think is going to take out the NBA. Obviously, the NBL's got the jump start. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe down below. Keep up to date with all of our watch-alongs. Back here, and Breakers are wasting no time. Only 30 to 13. Ninja keeping working here. Gets a 3. And a timeout for the Bullets. Again, not surprising. They've come out of the blocks fast here. the Breakers. What do you do if you're the Bullets? They are backs against the wall, up against it on the road here in Auckland. It's a tough one. It's a side that's looking like it's starting to find its way. PJC's only just warming into this game at the moment, you feel. The Breakers leading by 20 early in the second. Ominous. 8-2 run already in this first minute of the second quarter. Only Arthur looking good out there. Moving the ball, finding an open Menenga. Menenga in a double digits, 12 points already. Unfortunately, we can't show the game, guys. I'll get the YouTube channel shut down pretty quickly. He's just a watch along. Prather going to the bucket. Overtaps it. Straight away, Menenga quickly moving it down court. Thinks about loading up. Goes wide. PJC for three. Drains it. This is a show now. They're warming into this. Are the Breakers. Love to be able to show you the game, but unfortunately, that would be the end of our channel pretty quickly. Breakers out to a 20-point lead here. Bullets trying to fight back. Menenga doing it all himself, just drives into the paint, takes on the big bodies and gets another two. Prather trying to set up for Patterson here. Yeah, I think you're right. Ken, is this too? I think the game is over. Something big to come back. Very reminiscent of Southeast Melbourne's showing up against the Hawks the other night. That doesn't help. Another turnover from the Bullets. PJC shovels it off. Liafa thinks about shooting. Lopez sends it underneath. Menenga, a big dunk. And it is salt in the wounds. 40-18. Dear, oh dear. Well, there's an open lane. Adams. They go the block. What's the call going to be here? Surely that'll be a foul. Selfless play leading up here for Menenga to get that shot away. Menenga up to 16 points. Not even halfway through this quarter. Adams at the line. He gets one. There you go again. Try and bring the deficit back to 20. Misses the second. Menenga rebounds. And away they go. The Breakers again looking to extend it out. 21 they lead by. Biggest lead of the day, 23 points. Liafa, fadeaway three. Didn't quite work out. All pinballs around everywhere. They did take the rebound away in the end. Credited Darling. And a miss. Menenga gets the last touch. Score stays 40-19. 3.5 gone. In the second quarter, this is a clinic from the Breakers. Unfortunately, it's been fairly well aided by a poor performance thus far by the Bullets. Harrison tries to get there, manages to rebound his own ball. Second time is a go. He gets another 2. Big man's trying his hardest here. Menenga just keeps on keeping on. He's 18 points now, shooting at 89%. He's missed 1 bucket from outside 3 so far, 8 from 9. Out of bounds, Davison putting the pressure on, and that will be Bullets ball. Sideline inbound. So we Tane Murray. Looking for an open avenue, finds Harrison. A little feint up against Menenga. Gives it off to Prather. Almost a fumble. He's got the mismatch against Darling. Goes over the top, misses the 3. Davison with a rebound. And Britt takes it away over half. Darling trying to find an open look. Davison running point. Lob pass in for Menenga. He's up against Adams. Got a size mismatch. Can he go to work? No, he can't. Harrison getting a hand in there. Prather now. Harrison cuts in. Little fake to Adams. Goes up over the top. Almost gets the rebound, but he's going to be fouled in the act. Dear, oh dear. Brisbane just cannot buy luck at the moment, and their performances aren't helping their cause. It's a nice move by Harrison, though. Just a little touch on his back from Menenga, I think, and that'll be the foul. He'll go to the line. Gets the first. That's good news for Brisbane. He got a point. Bad news is they still trail by 20 halfway through this second quarter. Just joining us, make sure you hit subscribe down below. Harrison, another. Take up to 5 points. He didn't lead this match at any point in that first quarter, and certainly don't look any likelihood to do so at the moment. Britt and Davison. A second string lineup out there at the moment, except for Menenga and Darling. Ball doesn't go as they look for 3. At the other end, 3 points. There we go. Brisbane getting it done. Tane Murray picks up a 3-point bucket. Only their second. They're 2 from 9 from 3 points. They're shooting 34%. New Zealand have uplifted theirs to 50% now. It's better basketball. Nice open look over the top of Britt in the end. Britt arrived late, and Murray gets the 3. Back to 16. Of course, it is Indigenous round in the NBL across round 6, acknowledging the First Nations people that have been involved in our wonderful game, both Indigenous Australians and Maori New Zealanders. Some wonderful Indigenous kits that will be worn by the sides this weekend at different points. The Breakers wearing their one tonight. Brisbane will wear theirs in their home game later in the round, I believe. Just a reminder too, this is not at Spark Arena, the Breakers' normal home ground. They are playing at Event Finder Stadium. For those that are wanting a little look ahead and they've already packed up and given up on this game, we will be doing the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix Sydney Kings game, which the bookies have got as a pick'em game at the moment. You then got tomorrow night Cairns versus Melbourne, which on face value, a team that hasn't won in 5, a team that hasn't lost in 7. Even though it's at Cairns, that hasn't seemed to have slowed down their hemorrhaging as we saw last night when they went down by 32 to the Perth Wildcats. Brisbane are back at home then against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. If they play like this, the Phoenix will do what they did to Illawarra and run up a score. As Menenga goes for 3 over the top. No good. Adams with a rebound. You got the Wildcats and the Hawks. Tough game for both those teams. Both need to win. Menenga takes an interception there. And the big one, Melbourne United up against Adelaide at John Cain Arena. There's a nice 3-pointer for the Breakers. Rockington with some more points. And the round to be rounded out, pardon the pun. Sydney Kings playing host to the Tasmania Jack Jumpers at Kudos Bank Arena, 4:30 on Sunday. Look forward to seeing how these all shape up. But make sure you stay tuned here. As we said, we'll be going through and we'll be switching over to the other stream a little bit later on for the Phoenix and Kings game as Menenga thinks about winding up for 3. But he's just going to walk into the bucket unopposed. That is pretty disappointing if you're a Brisbane Bullets fan. Everyone just let him waltz to the bucket there. And our lead again by 21. Set up for the 3, then just turned on Prather, and Prather just stepped out of the way. No one else closed the space. Far too easy. 20 points already. 3 assists and a rebound, 2 steals and a block. Some good numbers. As I was saying, we'll be doing the South East Melbourne Phoenix for Sydney Kings game. That'll be coming from John Cain Arena. We'll have the Watchalong. We'll be joined by Nathan Campbell and Ben Dunn for that one. Looking forward to the lads coming on a little bit later on. In the meantime, it'd be nice if Brisbane turned up a little more. No one in double digits for the Bullets yet. Casey Prather with 7. They are 10 from 28. Almost twice as many scoring shots for the Breakers. 19 successful scoring shots from 37 attempts. They are shooting at 51%. That is 16% better than the Bullets at the moment. Tough time for a Bullets fan. They need to find something and find it soon. Divas with the inbound here. They're going to work it across. Prather is the man. I've seen some moments of brilliance from a few of their players in recent games, just not tonight. That's better. Harrison gets a bucket. That's what we want to see. Let's get back into this, Brisbane. Let's get a little run on. A little 4 or 6 point run just to get it back into the low to mid-teens. That'd be nice. Oh, Menenga is absolutely lighting things up. He's putting up cotton sort of numbers here. Brisbane trying to drain the 3 from out wide. Prather, no good. Trail by 21. Here, Menenga for 3. Surely not. Oh, my goodness, that is a hot hand. He is absolutely lighting up Event Finder Stadium. That's 25 for him, and we're not at half-time yet. Is he on for a 50? He's being called for a foul. So he's not completely bulletproof. It'll be his second personal foul. He'll go and take a breather, so that might just ice him for the end of this quarter. He's got 25 of 52 for the Breakers. He's almost outscored Brisbane at this point. That's better. Murray gets in and gets to work underneath. Nice pass. Good vision. PJC gets some open space. Goes over the top, but can't get the bucket to go. No real hustle on the rebounds. I know they're up by plenty, but Prather goes to the bucket. Draws a foul from Darling. Get the shot to go, so we go to the line for 2. Darling second. Sam Menenga, 25 points. No one else across the match in double digits. Next best is Isaiah Brockington with 8. Also equal leading the match in assists. That's a nice start to your day. It's also leading the steals category. Probably through the line again. There we go. Gets that to go. The deficit is 21. I don't feel like they're really chipping away at it. It's slowed up the bleeding, but they haven't stopped it. Another 3-point shot. This one doesn't go. Prather rebound. It's a better presence in the paint. Prather decides to do it himself. There we go. 3 points for the import. He was just open there, and that'll be a timeout for the Breakers. They know that while they lead by 18, you can't go to sleep here. Just joining us, let us know where you're watching from. Let me know, can anyone catch Bryce Cotton in the MVP race? He is out to a flying start. Over 30 points a game. He's averaging 30.7. 5 better than the next, which is Casey Prather, who looks absolutely nothing like a 25-point per game player tonight. Interestingly enough, in NBL Supercoach, he's not leading the Supercoach points. That's Parker Jackson Cartwright just in front of him so far. So, see how it all plays out. Interestingly, I don't think in any of the major stat categories, the Breakers have anyone in the top 5 except for the Supercoach points, which is quite wild to think. Bullets have got Prather second for points, Harrison third for rebounds, 10 a game. Adams and JFL is no longer with them. Prather gets a couple more there. He's heard me and he's decided to fire up. That's what we want to see. In the top 5 for steals, Prather and Harris in the top 5 for Supercoach. PJC's fouled. And Prather in the top 5 for free throws per game. Free throws made. So, 16-point ball game. Just over a minute left in the first half. Breakers trying to work it away. 10 on the shot clock. Behind the back pass. Arthur swings wide now. Going to work underneath. Overshot, rebounded. And they get some points. Breakers don't go empty-handed low with the 2. Tarangi's out there now too, trying to defend. Bullets get a bucket. Keeping it at 16. 13-second difference game and shot clock. Harrison comes and swats it out. Casey Prather wanting a challenge. Harrison waving it away. 30 seconds on the clock. So it's 16.9 between game clock and shot clock. Harrison knows he got his hand through there between the hands of Brockington. 3-point shot doesn't go. That was Liafa. Plenty of time here. I'm not sure why they're rushing Brisbane. Another turnover. Dear oh dear. That's their 9th. 5 in the first quarter, 4 in the second. Now PJC is just going to manage this clock. 10 on the clock. One last drive. Takes a 3. Open. Drains it. Brisbane need to get moving. 1 second. They're not going to get a shot away. Alpha. Not sure what's happened here. 1.3 on the clock. Has he slipped? Is he? So we'll see a replay in a moment. The Bullets can go to the line. As I said, this win the Breakers will leapfrog the Bullets. Assuming they go on to win it. The 21-point lead with one free throw to come essentially in the half. You would assume they will. That free throw just summed up the Bullets' night. Only just clipped the front of the rim. Murray gets that one. 1.3 on the clock. 18-point ball game. PJC goes from half court. Air ball. Half time. 57-39. It has been the Sam Menenga show. Casey Prath has managed to get into double digits for the Bullets. 13 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. He's leading the points and the rebounds, and equal leading them for assists. Not great. He's doing it all on his own back. 2 steals, 1 block. He's leading those categories too. He's basically doing everything for the Bullets at the moment. Next best, Tane Murray with 8. Lamar Patterson with 8. I said Sam Menenga, 25 points, 79% shooting, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. So Brockton with 8 points. Parker Jackson Cartwright, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. But it's that turnover number that's got me worried. 9-3. The Bullets are trailing that, or leading that, as you will. But what a first half from Sam Menenga. 25. He had a little bit of a breather at the end there as well. He is absolutely lighting it up. It's all things New Zealand Breakers here at the half. 57-39. We're going to take a couple of minute break. We'll rejoin you with the second half very, very shortly. Good to have you there from Pennsylvania. 59-point half, not 59-point quarter. 59-point quarter would be outrageous, but 59-point half there. Ken, is this too? We'll rejoin you in a couple of minutes. We'll join you with the second half. Thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe down below. And we've got another game coming a little later on tonight with the South East Melbourne Phoenix hosting the Sydney Kings. Matthew Dellavedova, the former NBA player, will be in action. All right, we are back getting set for the second half here, and it's a bit of a drubbing so far as we look set for the second half. New Zealand against Brisbane. It looks like the Breakers are going to carve their way up into 7th place and leapfrog the Bullets. Big thanks to you for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. But we're back underway. The team's going through their warm-ups now. Getting set again. Getting ready to go for the second half. About 4 minutes. Plenty happening with the Indigenous round. We went through those games before. Let's have another look at how things stand, though, at the moment. And as things stand live, the Brisbane Bullets and the Cairns Taipans will now slip below the New Zealand Breakers. The Breakers will climb their way up to 3 and 6 after 9 games. I mean, up to 7th. The Bullets and Taipans 8th and 9th, respectively. But it has been a showing so far. The Illawarra Hawks 1 and 4, just 5 games so far. Haven't played as many, but they are absolutely diabolical at the moment, and I don't think you can get really behind them too well unless you're a dyed-in-the-wool Illawarra Hawks fan. For the New Zealand Breakers, they'll climb to 7th. The Kings sit in 6th. The Jack Jumpers in 5th, 4 and 3. The Wildcats also 4 and 3 in 4th. Southeast Melbourne, who will host the Sydney Kings a little bit later tonight, they are 3rd. And depending on the result, they could either secure themselves nice and firmly in 3rd, going 4 and 2, or if the Kings win, the Kings will at least jump up to 4th, could possibly even leapfrog the Phoenix into 3rd with a win tonight. So that'll be interesting to see. Actually, no, they would leapfrog the Phoenix, so the Phoenix could go to 3 and 3 and 50% if they lose. So the Kings can go to 3rd with a win tonight. Adelaide 36 is a gap to them in 2nd, 5 and 1. They are absolutely clinical behind Bryce Cotton at the moment, but you feel they need some extra punch, some extra threat. And then Melbourne United. What more sort of hyperbole can you use about our ladder leaders? 7 and 0, and they have been absolutely dominant when you have a look at it. And it's just scary to think when you have a look at that team, how deep they run, how strong they are, how well they've performed. And you have a look at their last game, and they ran a starting 5 of Tyson Walker, Finn Delaney, Tanner Krebs, Jesse Edwards, and Milton Doyle. They got Dash Daniels and CG43, their captain, coming off the bench. Fabian Kurzlovic as well. And they've still got Shea Illy, the man who has been most effective at muting at times Bryce Cotton, still to come back. I'm not going to get there and hand them the trophy just yet because at heart I'm a Kings fan. So, that's always a tough one. But I tell you what, they're looking impressive, and it's a real question of who's going to stop them. And, normally you'd see CG43 in that starting lineup, but Tanner Krebs, he got 17. He led them against the Breakers. It's a good problem for Dean Vickerman to have, isn't it? It's certainly a problem that a few other coaches wouldn't mind having at the moment. If you look at Tatum and Adam Ford, they'd be clawing for those sorts of challenges. But unfortunately, injuries, inconsistency, and lots of other bits and pieces are just getting in the way of those two teams at the moment. But I'll tell you what, how good is having basketball back? We've got the NBL, we've got the NBA, it's all happening. And in recent news as well, on the WNBA, I know you might be wondering what the hell I'm doing talking about the WNBA, but Sandy Brondello, who's previously won 2 WNBA championships as a head coach, has agreed to become the first coach of the Toronto Tempo, the expansion side in the WNBA. So there's an Aussie touch, I guess you would say. Sandy Brondello, an icon of Australian basketball. So looking forward to seeing what that looks like, and it's certainly a bit of a surprise for many. It's interesting. She got moved on from New York Liberty not that long ago. Brennan Stewart was a little surprised in the lead up to that, and everyone's a little surprised now that the opportunity has been grabbed. So she's a much loved coach. She's been around the traps as we get underway. Ken, I'm a Kings man. I am about 2 hours north of where the Kings play in Sydney. If Newcastle ever gets a team back, the former Newcastle Falcons, I would be back behind them. But in the meantime, it is the Sydney Kings, and Brisbane have got off onto the scoring to start this second half. So you're watching from Pennsylvania. Do you watch much of the NBL? Have you got a side? Let me know. Jump in there. Melbourne. They're a stacked team. Keep an eye on that Dash Daniels. He'll go top 10, if not top 5 in the draft next year. He's going to be an absolute superstar. Obviously, his brother Dyson getting it done in the NBA at the moment. Breakers looking to find a response. Airball 3. That wasn't even close. Oh, Menenga with a miss. That's been rare today. Brisbane take it back down court. Oh, that's good scramble. Harrison just throwing himself on the ball. Prather going to work. Gets another 2 for them. This is more promising. The halftime chat obviously worked. Deficit down to 14. Hasn't been a great night for the Bullets so far. They 25-11 first quarter was their Achilles heel. 32-28, a high-scoring second. Jax, that would very much depend where you're based as to where you can watch the game live. Unfortunately, we can't stream the actual action. That'll get us shut down, especially in Australia. We don't have the rights to do that as Brockington gets a miss. If you're in Australia, you can watch it on ESPN. If you're in New Zealand, you'll be able to watch it on Sky Sports ESPN, I think. I'm not sure in other countries, though. I'll see if I can find out for you. I think you can watch it maybe on the NBA app in the USA. There seems to be some news about that about a week or so ago. Yeah, NBA app and NBA TV moving forward. Some games will be on NBA TV, all other games live on the NBA app. So this weekend you'll be able to watch tomorrow night's Melbourne United Cairns game. Looks like the Friday night games tend to be the way. It's just a spattering of games on NBA TV, but NBA app should have you covered. Another miss from the Breakers. Margin back to 10. Brisbane. Could they somehow stage a comeback here? Got into single digits. We'd written them off, Ken. They're coming back. A timeout from the Breakers. No surprise there. All of a sudden, they've got 4 players in double digits, Brisbane. Murray on 10, Patterson on 10, Prather 19, Harrison 11. They look a different side in this second half. 14-4 to start the third quarter. This is going to be some comeback if the Bullets could pull it off. Jerry Coppin's barking orders at his team. He's really frustrated, and understandably so. Led by as much as 24 in the second quarter, and now it's down to 8. Breakers had 7th in their grasp. PJC drives it down, takes the point, lays off. Baker. Now Brockington. He absolutely lit up the preseason Blitz tournament, but he's been a little quiet. Oh, what about that move? That is absolutely magic from Kareem Lopez. He's another one of those next stars. Might be one to keep an eye on. We haven't seen the best of him yet. But will he go into the mix for a late draft pick? We saw plenty of next stars drafted over the last couple of years. Murray fades, steps back. No 3 for him. Margin remains at 10. Now PJC. Menenga tries to set the screen. Peels out. Lopez for 3. There we go. That's a nice shot. Beautiful technique. Gets the margin back to 13. We're back to normal transmissions for the Breakers. £13. Now Prather. He's up to 19 points. He's gotten off to a hot hand start this quarter. They try to go over the top. Play broken up by Menenga from Patterson. I'm trying to claim that might be a block, but it's just a pass. He just batted it away, so it'll be inbound ball. See what the shot clock gets set to. Is it going to be reset? No, 2.2 on the shot clock. Prather has to shoot straight away. Doesn't go. Menenga the rebound. PJC going to work. Sloppy handling. Turnover for the Breakers. Now Adams. Adams and Prather. That's a dangerous combo. Murray for 3. Harrison takes the rebound. Beautiful inside ball. Patterson gets another 2. They're not going away without a fight here, the Bullets. Open 3 and miss for Baker. That hurts. 11-point ball game midway through the third quarter. Adams, Prather, shaves the 3, gives it back to Adams. Little switch play, decoy. Prather, plenty of black jerseys around him. Can't get it to go. Rebound comes away with Baker. No, that's Brockington, sorry. Brockington drives in, tries to do it all himself, but Harrison gets a rebound. Baker ends up sliding away. Brockington ends up in row 2. Now Prather, Harrison gets in and underneath, another 2 points, and it's back to single digits again. 66-57. They're going tooth and nail here, the Bullets. PJC. And then get a set of screen. Adams gets around it, but a little too slow. PJC over the top of Harrison. Doesn't mind giving away height. Just lobs that one up and over. Adams barking directions. Harrison gets in, does well. Too easy. Menenga couldn't do anything about that one. A bit of to and fro now. It's a dog, Ken, but she'll appreciate you saying hello. Doberman, she's just well out of shot. She's getting involved in some sort of barking contest with the neighbours by the sound of it. Just need to get a couple of stops, Brisbane, to get right into this, I think. At the line now, Prather. He's got 19. And Enga hasn't added to his 25 from the first half. Scoreless so far in this third quarter. Prather gets the free throw to go, 70 to 60. He's got another one to come. Goes again. There we go. 9-point ball game. Very stoic, Brisbane. What can they come up with? New ball movement now, Brisbane. Murray from way downtown. Can't get it to go. Ball stays inbounds. Does it? No, it doesn't. Breakers take it out. It'll be Bullets ball. 14 on the shot clock. Just over 2 minutes. That's a good result for them. Tristan Devers will inbound. Well, no, Adams is there. Lob pass all the way back. Smith-Milner. Now Adams returns. Takes a step back three. Boom. Nothing but net for Jalen Adams, the former MVP. Gets us to an 8-point ball game. Stop here would be huge for the Bullets. Under 2 remaining in the third quarter. This could really be game on. It's not the right round ball for you guys, Lockie, I'm guessing. Over controls, but good to see you, mate. If anyone tuning in is a football fan, go and check out Round Ball Australia. The boys do a wonderful job covering lots of soccer, football as you will, especially the Australian A-League and A-League Women's. Jalen Adams stops at the wrong end. Parker Jackson Cartwright gets around, lobs it up, flick back, lofts it. Can't go, though. What a defensive scramble from the Bullets. Now Adams for another 3, and he hits it. My word, what a quarter from the Bullets. 5-point ball game. A minute on the clock. Parker Jackson Cartwright gets an open lane. Throws it back. Liafa from deep. Can't get it to go. Davison gets the rebound. Liafa wide again. Drives in. Deflection. You're going to have to work here. Another stop from the Bullets. 22 seconds difference. Game clock to shot clock. They want to manage this here. They can get this within a single score. This has been a huge quarter for the Bullets. It looked like it was good night nurse. 28-15. Davison's down. 32.2 on the clock. The lead was out to as much as 24 in the second quarter. But it has been a team effort from the Bullets to claw it back. Jalen Adams draining some key threes here. He's 2 from 2 from outside. They've uplifted their shooting up to 51%. It was down in the low 30s at one point. A stop though now. 8-second differential, shot clock to game clock, 8.5. PJC, Breakers with the ball. He's going to try and manage this clock. Brisbane can get a stop here. It would be crucial, but they've given away a foul instead. That'll be Smith-Milner called on the foul. Yeah, I can understand why you might say that, but at the end of the day, I'm just taking it on face value, Brion. If that was the case, you would have thought Illawarra might have fought back the other day against Southeast Melbourne on Saturday night when they got blown out. Or last night, Cairns might have showed some fight. You think it's rigged just for tight games, or are we saying it's rigged in favour of certain teams? Long range shot for the Breakers. Rebound taken. No foul given. 5 on the clock. Adams has got work to do here. He's got to get down and get a shot away. Tries to draw the foul. Finds the front of the ring. Are they going to say that he was shooting a 3 and he was fouled here? Let's have a look. Adams is going to go to the line for 3 shots. Yeah, maybe it is. Look, at the end of the day, we're all still watching, still talking about it. I think it's pretty hard to do, but yeah, it's interesting that there was 36 points in the first quarter and then 60 in the next, but there was some pretty ordinary shooting, and Menenga lit up, didn't he? Montana, they did call it a foul, 3 shots, but he was milking it. He sold it well, Jalen Adams. He can't sell his free throws, though. None from 2 there. Between the two sides, they're barely shooting at 50% from the free throw line. I'm not going to throw too many stones. I'd shoot about 10% from the free throw line. He gets the last one. 4-point ball game. Heading into the last break. PJC's going to airball that. We've got a game on. Ken, you were saying before, we thought the game was over halfway through the second quarter. Rigged or not, it's alive. Yeah, you'd be about that, Tanner, if you're on the unders. Let's have a quick recap of the leaders. Prather's up to 21 points for the Bullets, shooting 44%. He's got 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Tyrell Harrison, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Tane Murray, 10 points. Lamar Patterson, 12 points. For the Breakers, Menenga didn't score a single point in that quarter. Not a point to add to his 25 from the first half. Parker Jackson Cartwright's up to 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. There's some good numbers for PJC. And it's all single digits from there. Jalen Adams has got 10 from the bench for Brisbane. He's 2 from 2 from the 3-point line. He's the hot hand late in this quarter. I just can't think the Breakers can play that bad again, Tanner, with what we saw in the first half. The Bullets have absolutely found their ceiling there, and the shooting they had in that third quarter, it's a little bit hard. Yeah, it could be a bit suspect, but they just played horrifically. I think everything turned. Menenga ran cold, barely looked at a shot in that quarter. Brisbane looked like they actually were interested in playing. There was some just soft stuff in the first half. Only time will tell. Don't forget too, we'll be doing the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and Sydney Kings game a little later on as well. Looking forward to that. Going to have Cambo and Dunny joining me for that one. Should be an absolute cracker, that one. But again, who knows? Especially if it is as rigged as you say it is. Who do we like in the next game, gents? Anyone got any thoughts? Southeast Melbourne, Sydney, ladies, gents? Making some assumptions there, aren't I? Geez, I wouldn't be asking me for betting advice, Tanner. That's what's happened here. Camera's had a moment there. Underway here. Back at the line, the Bullets. It's Harrison this time. He doesn't make a mistake. Cuts the margin to 3. Yeah, that's I think you could be right, especially late in this one, Ken. Harrison can't get that to go. Yeah, Brisbane couldn't make any threes early. Neither side could in that first quarter. I think we were none for 11 before the first 3 went down. Three-point ball game. Prather breaks that one up. What can they do here? Brockington thinks about a 3. Swings it wide open 3 for the Breakers. And a miss. Prather takes the rebound. If you haven't already, guys, I'd love it if you hit subscribe down below. That'll keep you up to date when we're doing more of these watch-alongs. And plenty more throughout the NBL season. We might even do some of the NBA games around other commitments. Great to have some basketball fans talking basketball while we watch along. And then trying to get it done. Another miss there. Another stop for Brisbane. Can they get it down to a point here? It's a 1-point ball game. Best player in the league? I think most would say Bryce Cotton. 5-time MVP for Adelaide. Best up-and-comer, probably a guy called Dash Daniels, if you haven't watched much of it, Tanner. Plays for Melbourne United. He's tipped to go somewhere between, I'd say, 4 to 10 in the draft at this stage. Younger brother of Dyson Daniels, they reckon maybe a higher ceiling. Dyson Daniels in the NBA at the moment. You're right, no one can shoot at the moment. It's like we've gone back to the first quarter. This is horrible. Plenty of former NBA players getting around as well. JaVale McGee doing a lot at a very poor Illawarra team. Jalen Adams going to work. That was just a play for the foul, that one. I said before, we'll have South East Melbourne and Sydney on our other stream straight after this one. Adams is going to go to the line to try and give his side the lead. It's up to 10 points. Menenga still 25 points. He had 25 points with 2 and a bit to go in the second quarter. He hasn't scored in the last 15 minutes of basketball. Yeah, I'm not saying that he's top 5 player in the league. I'm just saying he's the best young star. He's still off the bench for his side. I'm just saying he'd be 4 to 10 in terms of where he's projected in the NBA draft for next year. And Brisbane have the lead for the first time in the match. They've come back from 24-point deficit. This is wild. Yeah, Jalen's pretty adept at selling a foul, I think. Loved it when he's at the Kings. Don't love it so much now when he's against them. Davison gets a bucket. Lead's going to go back and forth, I think. 76-75, Breakers lead. What are we going to get here? Does he get the call? Three minutes gone in the final quarter. Probably should update that scoreboard to say it's the fourth quarter, sorry. There we go. We're up to speed. Yeah, someone gets back-to-back buckets, it'd be huge. That's a miss for Prather. Brockington. Little jumper. That's nice. That's a 3-point lead. That's helpful. They get a stop here, New Zealand. It's going to be big. That's 12 points for Brockington. Brisbane get one straight back. 1 point ball game. You've already got 15 of your points, Tanner. You're a third of the way there, and we're a third of the way through the quarter. Davison throwing bricks from 3 points will not help you. Cotton did drop 50 very easily the other night, yeah. He is, I think, one of the gurus of analysis suggested that he was somewhere around 20% better than anyone else in this league at the moment, Bryce Cotton. It's a big move, him going to Adelaide. Holmes, Bullets fan. I like it. Chance to get the lead back here. Harrison at the free throw line. 4 from 7 from the free throw line so far tonight, Tyrell Harrison. 16 points. So he's massaging the basketball rather than shooting it. And that was well short. Now to tie it up. On some of these fouls, dropping Tanner for that overs bet. Yeah, it's understandable. I think a lot of people gave up when it was a 20-point ball game in the second quarter. Missed free throws back-to-back. 4 from 9. That's not ideal. Open 3 for Britt, and he still misses. My goodness, the shooting's been atrocious in this quarter. First and last quarters, horrible shooting. Another stop. Yeah, Ken, I think we had it absolutely. We were ready to call them dead to rights in that second quarter. I don't think either of these sides look like they want to win at the moment. I'm going to be fair, Tanner. Harrison. Oh, that was in and out. Dear, oh dear. You couldn't rig that. Oh, travel call. That's amateur hour. Tyler Harvey jumping in the chat. If only he was the NBL player. Even Illawarra would be shooting better than this right now. This last quarter has been diabolical. It'd be some story. Prather does it all himself. He has gone red hot in this second half. They've got the lead. Under 5 on the clock. Still wanted to go to OT because it's going to cause an overlap and a congestion in my schedule. Let's be honest, that's what I'm all about here. Davison with a miss. They get a scramble. Oh, geez, that should have been a foul. He's got shoved in the back. So he should be your favourite player if you got the same name. Oh dear. Rockington with a miss for the 3. Brisbane just controlling the tempo. Shame he and the Hawks haven't been going too well. Oh, missed 3 again. Everyone is throwing bricks. I can't shoot for the life of me, but I'd almost hold my own here. Menenga, is he going to get his first points? There we go. Let me do some quick maths on that. 18 and a half minutes of game time since he scored a bucket. He scored 25 in 12 minutes, and it's taken him 18 minutes to get another one. AK, you hyped for the South East Melbourne game, or you got somewhere else to be? 3-point shooting. I can tell you that. 5 for 19 for the Bullets. 8 for 35 for... That can't be right. The New Zealand Breakers. It is. 8 for 35. They've had 35 3-point shots, the Breakers. That is wild, Tanner. Yeah, Tyler, that's just... Someone needs to take away their 3-point shooting license. The only person that should be allowed to shoot 3-pointers right now is Jalen Adams. He's 2 from 3. Yeah, it is. So somehow Brisbane now up to 50% for 50% from the field. They were 31% in the first half. While New Zealand, who were up at about 52, 53%, are now down to 41%. Both teams are sub 30. 22% from 3 points for New Zealand. 26% for 3 points. Both teams shooting about 50% from the free throw line. Basically, what I'm saying is this is not a clinic on how to shoot basketballs. The Bullets looking to get the lead back. That's 7 lead changes in this game now. Melbourne wins the comp. Or the next game. Tanner? If you're talking about the next game, well, there's a foul for Brisbane. This is a Audio Technica headset. Yeah, Tyler, it is sad. Next game, yeah. Look, if Glover can shoot that 3 again, I think that's going to be what you're looking for, right? I was going to say, okay, I thought I had another one around here somewhere that I could show you closer to the camera. Another missed free throw. This is a little bit silly. There it is, all level. 80 all. Coming down. They're doing their best to take it to overtime for me and really just blow out any of my gap. Another missed 3. Just something different. Make that 8 from 36. Someone stop the Breakers from shooting 3-pointers. Parker Jackson Cartwright over 3 guys and doesn't go. They get the rebound though. Spills out. And we're going to go to the free throw line again. With Kareem Lopez. This is going to drag out, I feel. Who are you on, Marvy? You're on the Bullets and you cashed out. Tell you what, Tanny, your over-under's looking very dicey. You need 24 points in 3 minutes, mate. That's a whole lot of fouls. And yeah, back to that South East Melbourne Phoenix. I don't know if you saw their game the other night when Glover went absolutely red hot. Interesting to see how he goes against his old club, Sydney, tonight. Looking forward to seeing Wes Iwundu, former Orlando Magic, I think, making his debut for South East Melbourne tonight. Little feint for 3, flick out. No open shot. 7 on the shot clock. Harrison up against Menenga. He's going to try and get the stop. Harrison goes over the top, misses. 81-80. Stays. Someone can grab some back-to-back buckets here. Don't shoot a 3. Dear, oh dear. That's better. Is that M1? Prather with the foul. Ruben Tarangi will go to the line to extend the lead out to 4. Oh, I'll tell you what, if Brisbane win, you'll be happy that you cashed out. It's pretty wild. New Zealand led by 24 in the second quarter. Oh, Tarangi, that's ugly. Stays at 3 points. 2.5 to come. Hey, Dragos. Tuning in from Chicago, mate. A few good Aussies have gone through there in recent times. Your Bulls man. PJC just slowing it down here for the Breakers. Bulls had a good win today, I think. Beat Detroit. I see Josh Giddy doing his magic at the Bulls at the moment. Great Aussie. Brisbane getting it done. Patterson gets 2. One. She's tight. PJC just trying to control the tempo. 1 point ball game. 90 seconds to go. Who we got from here, guys? PJC just, I don't even know what he was trying to do there. That was ridiculous. Oh dear, we need some Benny Hill music. We need some Benny Hill music. Anyone can win here. Radicchio. It's whether or not anyone does win is the question. Looking at a challenge here. What are we doing? 1:15 on the clock, 1 point ball game. Breakers ball. Parker Jackson Carro just wanders into the lane, dishes it out. They go for 3. Brockington, that is not even close. Minute on the clock. This is just horrific. I can understand why some of you might think this game is rigged because this is just disgraceful. Yeah, double M. It was a good comeback, but it hasn't been a good game of basketball. It's one of those games where people talk about, oh, it's a close game. It must be a good game. Not necessarily. That is a horrible 3-point shot. Now the fouls are going to come. Yeah, Tanner, you've somehow you're not going to quite get enough fouls in the last 40 seconds to get this done, are you? Second quarter was high scoring. It's pretty rogue, the variation of, we've had 25 points in this quarter, 60 in the second, 36 in the first, 44 in the third. But that's the basketball, unfortunately. Now the Breakers are just going to try and slow this down, are they? Oh, that's a good stop for Brisbane. The Breakers going to foul here. 22 seconds, shot clock to game clock, 3 point. Don't shoot 3 points. Dear, oh dear. Jalen Adams, use the time. No, that's all good, Ken. I didn't know until today either. Oh, Brisbane. Patterson gets the lead with 9 seconds on the clock. This would be something, wouldn't it? Wow. Talk a little bit about the tennis. Don't really do live stream watch-alongs of the tennis, Marv. But we do some episodes on the tennis, generally around the Grand Slams. Yeah, Ken, it is a game and a half. Hey, well, this is just madness. It's had a bit of everything. Probably not an upset. This was a pretty close in the pre-game betting, I think. Not a lot between these two teams, sitting 7th and 8th on the ladder coming into it. Certainly an upset. You would have got a nice live price about Brisbane when they're down by 24. I can see why you're saying that, Breon. Doesn't look great, but, it's unfortunate that betting now makes us question all of that and we can't just have a wonderful fairy tale story, right? Yeah, good times, Marv. Good times. They can hold on here. Yeah, it's at best it's poor basketball. At worst, it's very questionable. You want to be on the overs if it's going to overtime, okay? Don't forget, we're going to jump onto the other stream after this one. I'll have a couple of minute break, and Cambo and Dunny will join me. We'll have South East Melbourne hosting Sydney Kings. Yeah, they should have managed the clock heaps better than that, right? Leading by 1. Go to AT, Glitter. We'll see what happens here. A little bit of push and shove. Parker Jackson Cara trying to fight out of his weight division against pretty much everyone here. You coming back to us from the future, Glitter? Yeah, look, I mean, I love a pun as much as the next guy, Tanner, but, you know, I can see that argument. I mean, I used to work in that industry, so I certainly never saw any evidence of things being rigged from our side. MVP candidate Radicchio has to be Bryce Cotton going for a 6th MVP. He's dominant. I believe SXS, it's handbags at 10 pace at the moment. It's just, I just need to get on with it. Get on with it. 9 seconds to go. Let's finish it off. Rip the Band-Aid off. Yeah, well, they've thrown some weird techs in the last couple of weeks. You got a coach. Coach got ejected the other day for stomping his foot. So, yeah, wild times. Anyway, we're going to get on with it here. 9.4 seconds on the clock. 1 point ball game. Don't have to get this in. Mananga, PJC. 4 on the clock. Doesn't go. They get the rebound, though. Liafa can't go. Ball out of bounds. And my, oh my, Brisbane win it from 24 points down in the second quarter. 84-83. That is a crazy comeback win, Tanner. Yeah, mate, rigged or not, it's pretty outrageous from there. 23 points for Prather, 20 for Patterson, 10 for Murray, 16 for Harrison, 14 for Adams. Menenga finished with 27, PJC 17, and Brockington with 12. Eric's all about it. Ghost, good to have you on. But we're probably going to wrap up there, guys. As I said, we'll be back in probably about 10 minutes or so. You can jump onto our other stream on our channel and jump back in and let us know that you've been on this one as well. And I'll have the gents with me at some point to cover the Phoenix up against the Kings. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe down below. Love to have you on the channel and love to have you along for the next one a little bit later on.